Truth Serum Nation. Here we are again, folks. Tough basketball playoffs. Indy, Knicks. Of course, I was wrong last game, but we're going to see if the Knicks can get this back to Game 7 in New York. But I'll tell you one thing. If Indy just keeps running that ball and turns it into a track meet, you know how it's going to end. So go get a coffee. I got my coffee. I got my smokes. I don't know who I'm going to get in here. Fuck the Mafia. We're going to do the playoffs. All right. So, pardon my French. I'm not going to get any viewers anyways, but I don't care about getting censored anymore. They shadow banned me, so I'm fucked anyways. That's all there is to it. Fuck YouTube. Fuck the Mafia. Let's watch NBA playoffs. That's the real gangster. NBA. All those gangsters, blah, blah, blah. All them stories, all them gangsters, blah, 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 blah. Fucking retards. Retards. Then you see Gene Barillo. Then you see Mike Francis, Sammy the Bull Gravano. You see these old Mafia rejects, all rats. Hey, Deb. All is good. You know I got to do something. The game is on. I'm going to rock and roll. So I'm going to get it in. Everything's good over here. I'll probably do all the playoff games. They got my channel shut down. So hard, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't really care. Fuck them. And yeah, folks, and Mike Francis, that pencil neck that he was back in the old days, he's up there, blah, 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 blah. Gene Barillo, they're all rats. They're all just straight rats. They're up there. I told so many Mafia stories. It's they're and as you've seen, your flavor, your reference point to the mob is some Mafia movies and these retarded rats that got YouTube channels. That's the folks' reference point to the Mafia. These candy ass rats, you know, these rats are up there, blah blah blah. They got immunity. They could talk about murders. They could talk about everything because they got immunity because they ratted. That's not the true Mafia. What you see on Sesame Street YouTube channels. That's all it is. That's rat. That's Ratsville. So there's 16 minutes before the game starts. We're going to just watch the game, hang out, see who comes in. That's it. Kill some time. Kill a little time. That's all we could do. Saturday night, people ain't gonna watch this, whether it was Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or anything. Those Chinese performance issue. Here they come. Yeah. Here they come with the blockers. Here they come with the bullshit icons. There's an issue. Yeah, you can't see it on the screen, but they're showing me there's an issue. The only issue there is these motherfuckers shadow banning me. That's the only issue there is. Because I talked politics. I talked about the scumbag Democrats, the scumbag Bidens, the scumbags. I talked about all of them. So they warned me, we will give you a strike. We will give your channel a strike. Here, fuck you. Here's your strike. Do whatever you got to do. You already take my channel. And then the Democrats lost. And then of course I was gloating over it, but I'm not going to change the way I roll for YouTube or Facebook, which I'm barred off of Facebook also. I'm not going to change. For these scumbag social media platforms that want to hypnotize and indoctrinate you with their side of the story, with their version of America. Their version of America was queers, homos, lesbians, freaks, and everything else. That's what YouTube, boy, they'll promote your channel if you put that on there. YouTube will promote that freak show. But if you go against it, well, you're shadow banned and you don't have a channel anymore. Big deal. Big deal. God bless them. God bless them. They're all cursed. Half of them are Chinese. Then the Chinese come in. They want to run it all. Those gooks, those slant-eyed chinks that they are, and they want to come in. And they're watching this right now. Them slant eyes. They're watching this. Go right ahead. They're putting all the issue alerts on my. They're putting all the icon alerts. Dismiss this. Fuck you. Here's your dismiss. Turn my channel right off. Turn it off, you scumbags. Turn it off. Here's these icons popping up. Dismiss. You'll do this. You'll do that. Well, okay. Open your eyes, you slants. Open your eyes. I think we got 8 minutes. We're going to watch the game. See if the Knicks can force a game 7. It's going to be tough in Indiana. It's going to be tough because once that crowd gets going, there's no stopping it. If the Knicks don't come out and throw the first punch and keep that crowd down to a minimum, then the Knicks are fucked. They're fucked. They'll lose wire to wire. They got to slow the game down, play physical. They're going to need Karl Anthony Towns again. I called him a punk the other game, but he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself, you know. So we'll see what happens. 7 minutes. Yeah. I was getting on my homepage. Talk about the mafia. What about this story about that? I'm done talking about the mafia and all that bullshit. I'm done. Fuck all of them. Fuck them. Fuck them. There, half of them couldn't. Half of the guys couldn't tell you what 5 + 5 was. Some were quite intelligent. Some were smart. You know. Dom Shikali's sharp. He was later, a little later than when Dom Shikali, smart, but he's a rat. But I like Dom Shikali. I think Dom Shikali is probably the probably most stand-up rat that is out there because he was dealing with them freaks and homos and queers like that Mancuso and that other one. And I don't have any use for that Barone. They're Mamalukes. So I give Dom Shikali higher credentials than Mike Francis, who testified in front of Congress. Speed rat. Sammy the Bull, another YouTube hero, scumbag fag. Sammy the Bull. YouTube hero, king rat. Scumbag weirdo. Dom Shikali was better. Gene Barillo, he's just a psycho. Anyways, just crazy. Just a cowboy. And, they like going to do 7 years. They like to go do 11 years. Just go be a tough guy and go do your time, But Gene Barillo, yeah, I knew a couple guys like Gene Barillo, but, I had to go visit them in Attica. Those guys like that, you go visit them in Attica. Well, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's strange about the mafia and all these kind of guys is that they did a lot of crimes and a lot of different types of felonies and everything else and got away with it. And then they did some stupid shit and got caught. So, like, they went down like, they could do some bizarre shit, some daring, ballsy things, get away with it, don't get busted. But then they go down over some $2 whore or something else, and then they go down and get charged behind some bull crap That was the Colombo family is like the runt child of the five families, the Colombo family. I viewed it. It was my fam. It was the family I dealt with, but I just view the Colombo family as the, you know, the black sheep, the foster child of the mafia. That's all. Too many cowboys. Too many cowboys. My godfather Mickey did work for them. And the stories he told me and what I knew back then, cowboys. They get away with a lot of stuff. And then they go get busted doing some stupid shit that's outside of their mob environment. They'd get busted on some stuff that wasn't even, mob related. Just people, civilians. It's just civilians that they got an entanglement with civilians, and then they go get charged. And that's why some of the captains and bosses didn't give them their families money in prison, which happened. It happened where you get busted while you're working for a mob family, you're a member, and then you get busted. So the unwritten law is you take care of the wife and kids. But a lot of the Colombos went down doing stuff that wasn't even mob related. So some of them, you're on your own. You're on your own. Sam, the old man, he mostly took care of the people that went to jail. He for the most part, anybody around him that took a charge that was mob related, he took care of their families. And he'd arrange for the wife and children to go visit them, pay their rent, pay their groceries, pay everything. Because whoever the guy is in jail, he didn't rat on Sam. So you got to keep the family happy. You got to keep the wife and kids happy. Because then you know what happens next. They make a phone call from prison and they call the FBI and say, I think I want to talk, Mr. Government, Mr. FBI. I think I want to talk, can we work out a deal? They don't care if I rot in here. My family and kids are starving on the outside. Well, I'm ready to cooperate. So fuck the mob. Put your family first. See, the Cosa Nostra, the rules when you get initiated is the mafia family comes first and your wife and kids come second. No, there is no, that's why I never got made. That's why I was never a made man. Let me see. I have a wife and a daughter, and not a wife, but someone's very special to me. And I got to put the mafia first. Plus, whatever I hustle, I got to send it up to the captain. So, in other words, I'm a retard. How about I don't get made and I just hustle up all the money I can, and that's all right. And if I can't be there to do something because I'm doing something with my daughter, then that's fine with me. Retards. Then they go to prison. They got 3 kids. They go to prison, and then they're wondering how come they're wondering how come their wife isn't getting any. The wife's telling them, "Oh, Johnny ain't giving me any money. We're broke." Blah 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 blah. And of course, these retards don't have any money saved up in case of an emergency. So while they're living large, and they're reaping all the benefits of all these crimes, and they're not saving any money for a rainy day. They're not saving any money for a top-notch lawyer or money that your wife and kids you could pay the rent, pay the car, pay all the expenses, living expenses. No. They'd rather bet $2,000 on sports games and blow like degenerate gamblers. That's the mob, folks. There's your mob. There's your glorified mob. There's your glorified mob. That's why I put on the thing on my thumbnail. Fuck the mafia. Fuck them. They ain't nothing to look up to. They ain't nothing. Just a rat infested freaking organization. Who wants to look up to the mob? Oh, it's entertaining stories about this and that and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, it's good theater, it's good entertainment and all that. But 90% of them guys were just bums. They're just straight up retarded bums. You're making all this money. You can't even put money aside for your wife and kids when you go do 5 to 7 years or 10 years. What is that all about? Then the wife's crying to the bosses and captains, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. Well, that's your problem, Cinderella. That's your problem. Sorry. You chose the wrong guy to you married the wrong guys, Cinderella. You married the wrong guy. You didn't see his traits before you married him? Well, that's evil. That's harsh on me, but hey, that's reality. Because when they're all living high off the hog, it's one big party. Oh, they're going away here and there. It's all one big party until it's over. And then all of a sudden, oh, we don't have any money. We can't pay the rent. We can't pay the mortgage. We can't pay the car insurance. We can't buy groceries. We got to put our kids in public school. We can't afford private school. Well, too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. You don't even need a high IQ to come to that. You don't need any. It's just common sense. Common sense. And I'll tell you, I felt bad for a lot of the mob wives. I felt bad for a lot of them. I felt bad for what was going on because I knew their husbands were out freaking screwing anything that had a pulse. I felt bad with some of them, but they weren't pushovers. Those mob wives, they had balls. They're loudmouth Italian women, which I love, but they're loudmouth Italian women, bah, with the accent, with the Brooklyn accent. Oh, geez, your ears will be red when you're done. Your ears will be red. I think it's almost post time for the game. Going to be interesting. I'm not going to do the whole game. I just wanted to say hello, Deb. Hello. I'm going to do the games until the basketball's over. That's all. Probably check Darien Lake out. Maybe tomorrow. Take a ride over to Darien Lake. I got my pass, Deb. I'm all set. Get some exercise. That's all. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. We got a real big show. Yeah, Deb, I'm so sick of those mob stories. Oh my gosh. Interesting things, interesting these characters. It's more interesting to just try to look at like from a psychological approach. Like you could look at it from like socially outside looking in, you know, and then you could look at it from inside the mafia psychology and human behavior. That's what I find more fascinating. That's more fascinating than Mickey, stabbing somebody up or whatever. The psychology is more fascinating. The motivation. Yeah. Yeah, just all experience, rocking and rolling. That's all. I can't say half the shit that on here, but I don't want to. There's no value to it. My channel is off anyways, so there's no value to it. I come on here, you might come on, Deb, Michael K might come in, Francis might come in. I check on my people, and that's that. It is what it is. I'm fine. I'm content with it. It's tip-off now. It's tip-off. Let's see. Nick's got to come out fighting. Brunson hits. Oh, I got to put a bet in. I got to put a live bet in that I've been waiting to put in, you know, so I could get a power boost and all that shit. So I'm going to try Halliburton to score 20 and Miles Turner to score 20 in case they rock and roll, you know. That's all. Halliburton to score 20. That's minus 156. Miles Turner. Come on. I tell you, this FanDuel, they got more freaking underhanded shit. You try to put the bet in for the live betting, it don't go through. Boy, they're scum. They're complete scum. These betting sites, they're scum of the earth. They're scum. Check the odds. So I got Halliburton to score 20 and Miles Turner to score 20. Now they're checking the odds in their favor. Boom, 851. So that's 550 to make 40. Once it goes through, but they stall. They stall it. They stall everything out. It's still stalling. They're worse than Al Capone. They thought the mob was bad. These gambling sites are worse. I made a score on the horse races earlier, though. I made a score. And I had a chance to make a big score, but I made good enough anyways just to keep me going. Just to keep me in action. Look, accept bet, hit it, and nothing happens. Just fucking scum, man. Scum. Accept bet. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Wow. New York come out swinging. Halliburton. New York's ambushing them. Well, I don't think the regulars are going to be coming in, Deb. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this short. I love you, Deb. Everybody that comes in, enjoy your show. I'm going to go relax because I ain't got nobody coming in here anyways. Just want to say hello, everybody. God bless. Have a hot summer. Do what you got to do. And that's it. I'll talk to you next game. God bless you.